Hey, what's going on, guys? It has been a while. Man, I can't fix this glare on my glasses. But anyway, that's not important. It's been a while, yes. And honestly, I just haven't had the passion for making YouTube videos. I work overnight, so when I come home, I mostly sleep. And on my days off, I mean, when I get up from sleep, it's time for me to go to work. And on my days off, I just want to chill. Like I don't want to make any videos, any reviews. If I do reviews, it's mostly written on my Facebook page, as you guys know. But for the most part, the whole YouTube thing hasn't really been captivating as far as me making videos. Like I just haven't had the passion for it, and like I said, I work a lot, so when I get home, I just want to chill and relax, and I don't really want to make a video on whatever it is I just got done watching or reading. So here I am doing a review though on Arrow season 3. A lot of people have been asking me to do this. They said, because I've been complaining about this season, since it started, it's been garbage. It's just been complete shit. But I mean, a lot of people have been just saying, man, you should do a video on this, really ripping it apart. I feel like you can um, bring a lot of passion, meaning a lot of people want to see me get angry and all that stuff, which might happen in this video. I don't know. But I do have some notes written down, so if you see me looking over or things like that, that's basically just me looking at my notes. But there is honestly so much wrong with this season that it would take more than one video to do. Um, we're talking at least 3 hours. I'm not even joking. Like I would love to do a discussion about why this season sucks with a bunch of people. But I'm gonna go in and get my review on it, and I don't know how long it's gonna be, so just stay tuned. So Arrow season 3. What happens when you let a certain part of your fandom influence yourself? This happens. The producer of this show, Mark Gunningham, is mainly why this show blows ass, especially this season. I mean, season 1 was nothing to gawk at, but it was enjoyable. It has a lot of enjoyable moments. It had a lot of shitty moments, but it had a lot of enjoyable moments. Season 2 took a lot of things we didn't like, we the fans didn't like about what they were doing with the character of Oliver Queen, making it dark, gritty, and all that shit. And Oliver's not supposed to be that. He's supposed to be upbeat, fun, outspoken, stuff like that. So they were kind of improving on it. They got rid of that stupid face paint, and they gave us the domino mask, and it was starting to feel more like Green Arrow. And the rivalry between Slade and Oliver was well done. I really thought that was the center of why last season was kick-ass. The introduction of Sarah as the Canary. Um, I like the dynamic between Felicity, John, and Oliver, and all of that. And Laurel finding out the secret and all that stuff, all the really good stuff that I complimented season 2 on doing. But season 3 really has almost no redeemable qualities. I'm gonna start with the main character himself. Oliver Queen throughout this season doesn't really make a change. Now the whole theme of this season was um identity kind of thing. Like he doesn't know whether he wants to be the Arrow or if he wants to have a normal life. So he starts doing things like he starts doing things that's going to eventually prevent him from being the Arrow. Like getting in a relationship and doing normal everyday life things. But I'm one of the people that hates when they do that with superheroes. They did it with this. They did it with Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy. They did it with Spider-Man a lot, where the hero, like I said, has an identity crisis. He doesn't know whether he or she doesn't know whether they want to be a hero or not. But the thing about it is, you decided a while ago that you wanted to save this city by being a vigilante. Stick with that. I just really hate when they do that in stories because it's so uninteresting and it's so cliche and it's so fucking overdone. And I'm just tired of it. Like I never want to see this done with another superhero again. Oh, I don't want to know if I want to be a superhero or have a normal life. Your normal life is fucked. You're done. You don't have a normal life anymore. You decided to do this shit. You were on an island for 5 years, your normal life is gone. Um, and the normal life you had was pretty shitty anyway. All you did was party and have sex, and you were just a rich, typical rich kid who just did all sorts of nefarious bullshit. So there's that. Oliver didn't change. I think he reverted back to being the season one Oliver. This season they was talking about, oh, he's gonna be more lighter. You're gonna see Oliver smile more, and he didn't. He's still the same bland, boring Batman, Arrow Batman, as I like to call him, type character. I don't want that. I was hoping that they were gonna eventually get to him changing. It didn't happen. And this show really got out of hand with the Olicity bullshit. Felicity and Oliver relationship is terrible. It doesn't work almost on any level. As a friends, I can see them working as friends. I like Felicity a lot in seasons 1 and 2, but here in season 3, her character was just bullshit. And I'm gonna get on her in a few. But yeah, the whole relationship with me, I mean, for me, the whole relationship with Oliver and Felicity, I just never bought it. Um, it was something that was pushed by Tumblr fangirls of shipping. I fucking hate shipping. And Mark Gunningham just took that and he ran with that shit, and it was god awful. That relationship was bullshit, and it was one of the main reasons why this season sucked ass. One of the biggest reasons why this show went to shit. Um, that relationship should have never happened. It further ruined Oliver's character, and it really just destroyed Felicity for me. I fucking can't stand Felicity. But like I said, I'll get on her in a few. Oliver's relationship with everyone else really doesn't change that much either. I mean, he's just a really selfish character. He doesn't visit his mother's grave. He doesn't visit Tommy's grave. He doesn't try to make amends for some of the stuff he did in the past seasons. He doesn't mature really. The stuff we did with Diggle, his relationship with Diggle, he severed. With Laurel, um, everyone else. I mean, almost every relationship he had, he really severed by pretending to be evil with this whole I'm gonna pretend to be on Ra's al Ghul's side. I just thought it was bullshit. And Oliver, like I said, he doesn't really grow as a character. He reverts back to being what he was in season one, honestly. And it's not interesting to watch. I mean, it's bullshit. And I just thought Oliver's character this season, for the most part, sucked. And the fight scenes, I mean, that whole thing where he lost the fight to Ra's al Ghul was bullshit. And let me tell you why it was bullshit. Not the fact that he lost. I actually like the fact that he lost because I'm like, he shouldn't be able to take on someone like Ra's al Ghul, who in the DC universe is one of the most skilled martial artists around. I mean, he's been around for centuries, for God's sake. Um, so he knows a lot of fighting styles and fighting skills, and he's very advanced at what he does. There's a reason why he's called the Demon Head. And I was okay with him losing, but Oliver is stabbed in the fucking gut through his back, and then after that, he's kicked off a mountainside. Should have been dead. They should have just used the Lazarus pit to bring him back. Instead, what they did was they brought him back with some minerals or some type of flower that one of the characters had to bring him back. That Katana had. And it was like that's all it takes. I mean, Oliver basically has plot armor. He's the main character. I mean, we've seen this in the other seasons where he gets like severely hurt. Like he should have been dead hurt. And his ass somehow he finds a way with these minerals or whatever he found from the island, and it just heals him and he's fine like the next episode. You know? I mean, granted, he is limping and he is kind of, holding his stomach like, oh, this hurt. It's not like a right away like a magic thing, like, oh, I'm back to being normal. But still, the way he came back, I thought that was bullshit. They should have just used the Lazarus Pit. And their excuse is, oh, we don't want to get too into the realm of fantasy. Look, you now exist in a universe where the Flash exists. There's no need for you to try to be like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Stop that bullshit. Uh, like I said, you exist in a universe where a dude can run and travel back and forth in time and stuff like that. Yeah, the Lazarus Pit they should have just introduced right there at that point. They should have just that's how they should have brought him back. So I thought that was bullshit. The way that he came back from that, and then he comes back to his city. He's like, and this is like a meme all over the internet for Arrow. Like he comes back to his city. He's like, and he gives this grand speech like, "I am back, and I will help you, the people of Starling City, and I will never abandon you again." And then this motherfucker leaves again. It's like, really? Really, motherfucker? You really? And he goes up to train Thea, and which was stupid because she only gets like a minor. Like he didn't even really train her. What did she learn from that experience that they went back to the island with Slade? Nothing. And then we get on his relationship with Malcolm Merlin, which was one of the dumbest things of this uh season. He starts to go on this whole thing where he starts to tell Diggle and Felicity, he's like, we have to keep Malcolm Merlin safe. He has the knowledge to defeat Ra's al Ghul. No, he fucking doesn't have the knowledge to defeat Ra's al Ghul because he's scared of Ra's al Ghul. What knowledge does he have to defeat Ra's? Nothing. He has no knowledge. Why is this motherfucker still alive? Oliver should have put a arrow in this dude and ended him, or let Thea do it, or somebody should have taken Malcolm Merlin out. I thought Malcolm Merlin this season should have died. Seriously, because this is not an ongoing. I mean, this show is not going to go on forever. Hopefully it doesn't last as long as Smallville. But this is the CW DC verse, if you will. Um, and I was like, okay, Malcolm Merlin should be killed this season, especially after killing Sarah, uh, one of your past lovers and a character that was beloved. Why the fuck are you putting value on Malcolm Merlin? He doesn't have the knowledge to defeat Ra's al Ghul if he's scared of the dude. Like every time Malcolm would mention Ra's, he would be scared as shit. So I'm like, Oliver, what makes you think this dude has the fucking knowledge to defeat Ra's al Ghul? He doesn't. So that was stupid. Oliver putting, excuse me, Oliver putting value on Malcolm Merlin at all was just completely stupid. Piss poor writing, piss poor characterization. Just fucking stupid. I mean, what knowledge could he possibly have? Raz is older than him. He's more experienced. Nothing. He didn't give him any information to defeat Ra's al Ghul. That didn't help him at all. So that was just bullshit. And then the whole him joining the League of Assassins, to become the next Ra's al Ghul, which is kind of cliche and boring. That story's been done kind of with Batman. I mean, again, the problem with this show is they keep borrowing from Batman. They keep borrowing from Batman stories and putting it into Green Arrow stories. And again, it was just lame. So I really didn't like that. And that's really where this. I mean, before the season finale, the show was already really diving down. But after the season finale, it just went. That was it. Like it just destroyed itself, imploded. And there really wasn't much I liked about Oliver in this season. He didn't I just hated his fucking character. So that's enough with Oliver. I thought Oliver was his characterization was just one of the worst I've ever seen in fictional history, period. If you want to learn how to make a bad TV show, watch Arrow season 3. It's the prime example of how not to make a superhero show. Just fucking shit. I mean, I had my problems with Smallville, but Smallville didn't get this fucking terrible. I mean, I could watch Smallville, and I mean, they did some things that were annoying as hell to me, but it was still watchable. There was some stuff in here that some scenes I just had to stop watching. I had to come back later and watch it. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, fuck this shit. So Yeah, Oliver's characterization was bullshit. Now let's get on with Miss Felicity Smoke. Her character development consists of a couple of things: crying and bitching. More crying, more crying, more bitching, more crying, and more crying over Oliver Queen. Basically, she was mad because Oliver didn't want to be with her. And Oliver's all like, I can't have a life with you because I'm the Arrow, and I don't know if I want to be the Arrow or not be the Arrow, and I can't be with you, and all this other bullshit. All this other Team CW bullshit that we had to deal with. Her character is one of the worst characters ever in fictional history this season. I liked her in season 1 and 2, like I said, but this season, she was fucking garbage. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. She was terrible. Uh, I don't want to ever see her ass again. I mean, just crying over Oliver, and then we get to the point where the writers go, you know what? Let's have her and Oliver fuck. I mean, that's a good idea, right? I mean, two people who really don't have a stable relationship are gonna have sex because that's what we've been asking for. The Olicity shippers have been asking for. They finally got what they wanted. Yay, Olicity shippers! You got to see Oliver and Felicity have sex. Yay! Shit was stupid. Um, Not only that, we got to see both of these motherfuckers strange like fake sex faces, and it was like, what the fuck am I watching? It just fucking garbage, bro. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Worst, worst chemistry ever too. I mean, that shit was just god awful. It was laughably bad. Part of it was anyway because of the sex faces. That just really, it was just awful. Terrible. I can't really just describe it any other way. So yeah, that was stupid. And then the writers do something really stupid. They have her actually beat a League of Assassins member. She has no training, can't fight worth shit, is scared as shit. She's just a damsel in distress that just cries and bitches, and she get beat up, and she picks up like a knife and she throws it, and it hits him like accurately at his heart. And it's like, really? So Laurel has trouble with these guys who has some training. Mind you, it was piss poor training. Oliver has trouble with them. Diggle has trouble with them. All these people have had some pretty damn good training, and Felicity is able to take out one with no training. Just more pandering to Olicity shippers. We got to make Felicity look good, and every other female character on the show basically look like shit. Besides Lila, I mean, Lila was kick ass, but every other female character on the show is put aside for Felicity Smoke's lame ass. She's a shit character. I don't want to ever see her again. I want a couple of things to happen to her. A bunch of things, possibilities that I think can happen. One, kill her off. That's the obvious reason. I know people say, "Oh, you want to kill off a female character? You're misogynistic." No, she's a shit character. If she was a male character, I'd say the same thing. Kill that motherfucker off. Waste of space. Or I want her to go to another series. I thought it would have been great if she just would have stayed with Ray Palmer and went on to the Legends of Tomorrow on that series. Or she could have stayed at Star Labs and worked there. Either way, I just didn't want her involved with Oliver. But they're gonna keep this going, and this relationship is bull crap, and I don't feel like watching it. So that was one of the main reasons why this show went to shit. And I fucking hate shippers. Like I said, I hate shipping, and it influenced the show. And Mark Gunningham just took it and ran with it. One of the worst things you could possibly do in a series. If you're gonna write a show or a series or whatever, don't let your fans influence you like that. That's fucking stupid. One of the worst things you could possibly do. So I'm done talking about Felicity's lame ass. She's garbage. As far as I'm concerned, she can go, I don't know, just die or some shit. Just get the fuck away from this. All right, Laurel. Laurel. Laurel was actually improved this season. I know a lot of people bitched about Laurel. She doesn't deserve to be Black Canary and all that. But honestly, this season they did a much better job with her. Uh, her journey into becoming Black Canary was rushed. I'll give you that. It was rushed. But throughout this season, she wasn't pining over a guy. She wasn't self-loathing. She wasn't becoming a drunk. She was trying to live up to her sister, but I love that scene where she had like a where she was drugged by Count, and she goes, "I'm sick of trying to be you." You know what I'm saying? Trying to live up to your standards. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be my own hero. I like that a lot. So Laurel's character was much improved. She's actually become one of the best characters on this show now, in my personal opinion. But like I said, yes, she does need a lot more training. It was rushed, with the training, the boxing she had with Ted Grant, and Ted Grant was also done piss poor on this show. Another cool character they fucked up. You know, boxing lessons doesn't require. I mean, isn't good enough for you to be like, I'm gonna go out there and fight with the other vigilantes with Oliver and Diggle and Roy. I just think this season, for me, I would have had her training this whole season, and then next season, I would have had her start to become Black Canary. Like I said, it was just rushed. But overall, Laurel's character was much improved. I liked her characterization with Diggle, with Nyssa. Her relationship with Nyssa was cool, and they shouldn't have killed off Sarah. Sarah should have been alive, and they should have bonded her and Laurel a lot more. They should have. That would have helped the process of making Laurel a better character. Um, But other than that, though, I don't really have much problems with Laurel. Other than I think her training was rushed and her characterization was done pretty good. She's a well. She went from season one was pretty decent to season two just really really bad shit they did to her, and then this season it was like okay, I like Laurel. Like I said, she wasn't pining over a man. She wasn't self-loathing. She took her problems head on and she did a thing, man. So I give her props for that. I know a lot of people still don't like her character, but hey, I got Laurel's back. She a G to me. She, like I said, she did her thing like a grown woman and took her problems on, and she gets a clap from me. Uh, Thea, Thea was another character I thought they did well. Thea was a lot more improved. Her training was pretty cool. She was training with Malcolm Merlin, and like I said, she should have been one of the people that would have. I mean, using her, Malcolm Merlin. The fact that Malcolm Merlin used her to kill Sarah was like enough reason to kill Malcolm off. Should have been killed. He should have been dead at the end of the season. But her training with Malcolm was cool because that's what I thought she was gonna do. I thought she was gonna train with Malcolm, and then when she got the chance, right in the fucking heart or some shit, you know. But no. But yeah, I like Thea's character a lot. I'm looking forward more to her becoming the Speedy we all know from the comics. With the yellow. I want to see her with the yellow costume, not with the red that she got from Roy. So I'm hoping that happens throughout season 4 if I decide to watch it again. Because honestly, I'm not even gonna bother with season 4. But if I were to watch it, that's one of the things I want to see. I want to see her put on the yellow costume and the yellow bike that she has, and because it'll be more in common with the comic book counterpart. But yeah, I love Thea this season. Thea was great. Ray Palmer. They introduced Ray Palmer on here. Ray Palmer is a really cool character in DC comics lore, but in here I had some problems with him. He was only here mainly just for a love interest between, or yeah, for a love interest for Felicity. He was in a love triangle with Felicity, himself, and Oliver. And I got sick of that. We all know I fucking hate love triangles, and the CW loves love triangles, and this show was notorious for it. Has a bunch of love triangles. Um, but yeah, Ray Palmer's character was half and half for me. He felt too much like Tony Stark Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, And the costume is not half bad. It's okay. But again, it's kind of too Iron Man-ish. And we were all waiting to see him shrink. That's what he's called the fucking Atom for. He shrinks to a subatomic level, and he can, go inside people's bodies and heal them some way if they have like heart or liver problems and stuff like that. You know, and he can go inside computers and fuck them up, stuff like that. Because him being so tiny and stuff like that, he can, destroy the machinery or whatever it is from the inside out. So I like Ray Palmer a lot, but on Arrow he was doing piss poor. But ironically, when he was on the Flash, he was actually pretty cool. I liked his relationship with Barry. But on this show, just eh. But we know that in Legends of Tomorrow he is gonna shrink, so it's good to see that's gonna happen. But I just think him and Felicity should have stayed together. That makes more sense than her and Oliver being together. So there's that. Roy Harper this season was just there. He wasn't bad, but he was just there. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing somebody said it perfectly. The only thing he had to do was Roy hit the streets, and then he would just hit the streets and do whatever. Mind you, his fight scenes were pretty good. He had some pretty cool fight scenes, but I thought what they did with him, honestly, writing him out the show. I think the actor wants to go on and do something else like or something like that, but I just thought Roy was he could have been done a lot more better in this show, but it wasn't terrible. But him leaving Team Arrow was disappointing because I really enjoyed his dynamic when he was interacting with the other characters. He just finally became Arsenal and stuff like that, and then I mean Roy is a kick-ass character. I mean he risked his life to save Oliver's. I mean, he pretended to be the Arrow and all the stuff he did for Oliver, and he really doesn't even get a proper send off. Mark Cunningham says we're gonna show him a proper send off, but no, he didn't get a proper send off in my personal opinion. I think he should have been treated a lot better, and they still had so much to do with Roy. I would have loved to seen him have a rivalry with another character, maybe Cheshire or I don't know, introduce another DC villain on here. But for the most part, I enjoyed Roy, but it's sad to see him go. And I think they really improved his character a lot too. Same way I feel about Laurel and Thea. So yeah, Roy was done pretty well actually. Uh, Now let's get on with John Diggle, my favorite character on the show. John was doing pretty good on the show. He got married, which was cool. He's the most mature on this show. He's the most mature character besides Detective Lance or Captain Lance, as he's called now. He's the most mature character on the show. He's the voice of reason, and he gives Oliver some good advice, but Oliver's dumbass just never listens. Him being Oliver Queen, this take on Oliver Queen, uh, he just doesn't want to listen. He just does. He wants to do whatever he feels like. But Diggle's characterization was pretty good this season. I liked it a lot. Um, although I will say he should have been one of the people that came up to Laurel and said, "Laurel, take a step back, train some more, and come out into the field." I don't think he should have been like, "Okay, she can go out in the field with us." To me, the most, I mean, it would have been in Diggle's character to have been like, "No, we just lost your sister. I'm trying to help things in the city while Oliver's supposedly dead. Um, I think it'll be a good idea if you just stay back and let me and Roy handle things out in the field, and I'll take charge." I think he should have been in charge more. I mean, he puts on Oliver's costume for the 3 episodes that um, Oliver is dead or whatever, and he takes on Brick. And Brick was also whitewashed, another character they fucked up. That's like I mean, how many characters did they fuck up on the show? It's a lot. I don't even want to count, but they fucked up Brick's character. Brick was bullshit. He should have been done a lot better than that. But anyway, I just thought Diggle should have been in charge much more while Oliver was out. That's just my opinion. But otherwise, Diggle was doing pretty well this season. And next season, he's gonna be a center. I'm hearing that he's getting a costume or an identity concealment, which sounds great. I'm like, cool. I'm cool with that. He's now married with Lila. So and he has a daughter. He has his shit together. And like people have said, Diggle is basically what Oliver wants to be. A mature man who has his shit together. But he can't due to shitty writing and all of that. So yeah, Diggle was pretty good. Uh as far as everybody else, they fucked up. Ra's al Ghul was shit on here. Um Malcolm Merlin, like I said, should be dead. And I already talked about all the other characters. Everything else in this season was just piss poor. I don't see how they can make this show better, especially with the same writers. I just don't see how it's possible. Maybe it could happen, but as far as season 4 goes, I'm most interested in Diggle's storyline and how Hive why Hive killed Andy Diggle, Diggle's brother, and what's the story behind that. I'm interested in that the most. But as far as Oliver riding off into the sunset with I'm about to say Felicity, with Felicity, that was bullshit. It's like, you know what? You just left your city again, just for what? So you can go fuck her some more or some shit, and y'all can have your little bullshit relationship. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing that again. But I said the only way that I think this show can really revive itself is by calling it Green Arrow. Just bring on the Green Arrow from the fucking comics. Retcon everything that happened. I would be willing to accept the retcon in this show. You can do it with the Flash. Just have the Flash do like a time paradox thing and say the stuff in season 3 didn't happen. Or just say it we can just forget that shit. It didn't happen. Okay, fine. You can redeem it. We can because I'm hearing that they're going to have a lighter tone, which they say was going to happen this season, and that didn't happen. So I don't believe a word of that. And Stephen Amell said that the Arrow costume is gone, meaning the one that he wears now is gone, which is good because I always thought that costume was shit. I don't like the green. It should be lighter, uh, and stuff like that. And it should be much more detailed. I like the costume that they have for Justin Hartley's Green Arrow in Smallville. That costume was kick ass. He looked badass in it too. And that's more of what I want. I want to see that type of Oliver Queen. The one from Injustice Gods Among Us, from Justice League Unlimited, from the comics. That's what I want to see. Just straight on Green Arrow. And the flashbacks. I gotta talk about the flashbacks too. Oh man, the flashbacks was shit. They really I don't know how they can make the flashbacks interesting again. Because all it was just like a second of Oliver running and doing like Mission Impossible bullshit with Amanda Waller's instructions or whatever with Maceo and all of them. Didn't give a shit. Flashbacks are garbage. The flashbacks in seasons 1 and 2 were they were one of the best parts about the show, especially in season 2 with this. We got to see the brotherhood between Oliver and Slade and Sarah. So that was well done in seasons 1 and 2, but the flashbacks here were fucking garbage. Fuck them. So yeah, man, season 3 was just bullshit. I know this video is long, and I know people want to see me really get angry and like I used to, but I've talked about this before with other people. That's probably why, and it's I'm not passionate about the show anymore. Oliver. I'm happy that Oliver Green Arrow got some attention, but this is the wrong way to do Green Arrow. This is like Green Arrow's Batman and Robin, or it's it's like the Dark Knight trilogy all over again. It's like not the first two Dark Knight movies. Batman Begins and Dark Knight were good, but it's like Dark Knight Rises as a TV series. It's piss poor. It's really, really, really bad. And if you're watching Arrow, when you get to season 3, be prepared for a lot of bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna turn this video off. I talked for too long. So, hey, I made the video. It probably wasn't what you guys were expecting and what you guys wanted, but hey, I made a video. It's been a minute. So, I am out and I don't know when I'll be back. So, have a good one.